The University of Nebraska had their spring game yesterday as year 2 under Matt Rule gets underway. I was storm chasing yesterday in Oklahoma, and yet I had 2 things going off on my phone. I had tornado warnings, and I had text about Dylan Raiola. So I knew something had happened. And it was a touchdown of like a different variety. And they've had multiple kinds of touchdowns in Lincoln over the past 72 hours, by the way. So Dylan Raiola kind of goes off. He's the true freshman there. He was committed to Georgia for a long time. Nebraska got him. It was a huge deal. And then a bunch of people said stars don't matter. And he hasn't played a game yet, so it's not like I can refute that. He's a really good player, though. And he had some big pop plays yesterday. This is the recipe. This is the fuel for a hype train. This is how it works. Take it from me. I know trains. This is how they operate. You've got diesel, and you've got ethanol, and then you've got what he did yesterday. That is the kind of fuel that can make a hype train run away early. So let's be careful. Let's be cautious, okay? Let's make sure not to jump on that thing too early. He was 16 of 22, 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Their overall quarterback room's improved, though. If you watch this game and then you compare it to what they were last year, even Heinrich Harburg looked good. He's been there for a couple of years, but they were dead last in turnovers committed last year. Their offensive numbers were terrible. They wasted a pretty good defense last year. And Glenn Thomas is there now. He's the quarterback's coach. He worked with Rule at Temple and Baylor, so I'm excited to see what he's already doing and what he can do with Dylan Raiola. But improved quarterback play and improved wide receiver play, the wide receiver room may be the best, may be the deepest on the team. Again, it's spring, so I really want to talk in a way that gives me an exit door if this thing doesn't pan out. But guys yesterday that looked good, the Barney kid, Ja'Cory Barney, is a true freshman from down in Miami. He's a 3-star guy. He looked good. Like, that's a legit deep threat guy. I don't know how good he is at the top of his stem on route running. I don't know how good his hands are. But if he's even moderate to successful in those categories, he's got the speed. He's got the deep threat. They had some good-looking players in that wide receiver room. So, and a couple of their guys that are going to be just rotational mainstays this fall were really limited yesterday. Coleman didn't do a whole lot. Banks was used sparingly. I don't think Coleman played at all. So, offense has the ingredients. Defense will not be in doubt there. Nebraska, I don't know if they're going to make a big jump. I know that they have some of the pieces there that we would hope they would have. Their over-under win total at FanDuel, 7.5 wins this year. Demetrius Bell, this is where it gets bad. Demetrius Bell is a redshirt freshman wide receiver. He went down with a knee injury. Rule called that a significant knee injury. I don't have anything more on that today. Bly Hill is probably a guy who was in line to start at one of their corner spots. He went down, and Rule called that somewhat significant. So fingers crossed on that one. They open against UTEP. Then they got Colorado in there week 2. But if they win against Colorado, Northern Iowa week 3, Illinois week 4, at Purdue, Rutgers, at Indiana, there's not a game until October 26th where you would circle it at Ohio State and say, ooh, Nebraska's not going to win that one. They got a shot to be one of the surprise hot start teams this year. I say this about like 4 dozen teams, but let's keep an eye on them.